Welcome all, MTG Joe here. Today we are playing in the Mythic Invitational Qualifier. We got in finishing mid 500s in the October month end, and this is a historic qualifier, best of 3, and we chose to slot up Shamans. I know I was having success in best of 1 with Is It. We've been playing a lot of best of 1 on the channel. I usually like very linear decks in best of 3, especially in these tournaments where if you stumble. I'm actually 1-0 so far. I played a game before because I had to register, and we bet green-black sacrifice. But the core of the deck, to kind of walk you through, this is a Shaman tribal deck that has a lot of synergies that are amplified through enter the battlefield effects through the card Harmonic Prodigy. Basically, if an ability a Shaman were to control were to trigger, it gets to trigger an additional time. These stack if you have additional Harmonic Prodigies. So something like Elvish Visionary draws you 2 cards. Burning Tree Emissary adds 4 mana to your mana pool. We have a cost reducer in Goblin, a Narcomancer, basically making like your Elvish Visionaries cost 1 mana. So you just kind of pay 1 mana, get a 1/1, draw 2 cards potentially. We have some Bone Crusher Giants in this version. In my best of 1 version, we were splashing black for Judith. I like Bone Crusher in best of 3 just to be consistent with the mana base. Also added some creature lines. But kind of the standout card of the deck is Rage Forger. Enters the battlefield, you put a 1/1 counter on each of your Shamans, and then whenever a creature you control attacks with a 1/1 counter, deals 1 damage to any target or permanent. So with Harmonic Prodigy, this means each creature gets 2 counters on it, and then each creature attacking that's a Shaman with a counter on it deals 2 damage. So this just kind of like has nutty explosive draws. We have Faceless Agent, which got buffed to being a 2/2. This seeks a creature card that's most prevalent in our library. That happens to be Shamans. With Harmonic Prodigy, this could be a draw 1, draw 2, draw 3 kind of gas cards. We also have Seasoned Pyromancer, which helps us refill our hand as well. Just rounding up the deck, we're a Collected Company deck, and we have some Llanowar Elves for card advantage. Mana base, the only thing kind of unique, we have Shatterskull Smashings, Den of the Bugbear, and a Lair of the Hydra for the more aggressive kind of sweeper style decks, just because there's some reach. Sideboard, I decided on Soul Guide Lantern for Graveyard Hate, a Braid as removal, as well as artifact destruction, Chandra as a way to deal with like grindier matchups, it's card advantage, stuff like that. Rampage the Clans, it's a bit of an odd one, but this blows up 9 lives and makes them lose on the spot. In a pinch, it can also be brought in against like Affinity or something like that. Fry, just I like having this as an option, deals with everything in humans, deals with Teferi, stuff like that. We got Goblin Ruin Blaster, which in this deck can blow up 2 lands. So for the slower decks, the 3-color, 4-color Niv decks, we can blow up their lands. Reclamation Sage, it is a Shaman, so it blows up 2 things on entering the battlefield. In the game against Green-Black Sack, I blew up 2 Trail of Crumbs for 2 mana because I had the cost reducer, which felt really good. Some Klothys for Graveyard Hates in the grindier matchups, and a Crone War for kind of these creature mirrors when we are the smaller, or against auras, stuff like that. Even against like a big squirrel in the sacrifice deck, it's another option, or Corvold. So we will jump into it. We are 1-0. See how this goes. I feel like shit. Haven't slept well, so we'll see how peak Magic can be. This deck kind of high rolls at times. You can have very explosive starts, and then you can have like mopey starts. But let's see, another Luris deck. So against auras, this hand doesn't really do much. I can get a Harmonic Prodigy, but it doesn't really do much. I think we're going to mulligan. Okay, I like this hand a bit better. I'm going to put back the Seasoned Pyromancer right now. It's actually a good draw. So Rockvale, a little awkward here. I don't get to cast it this turn with the elf. This could be Arcanist. It is. So I think our plan is still just Elvish here. See what we get. Because I can't really deal with the Arcanist this turn. we got Burning Tree. Burning Tree will be decent next turn. The 3 power is a little annoying. We also mulligan in this matchup, which feels kind of bad. So Rage Forger's the take they should be taking, but let's see if they opt to go with something else. They go Bone Crusher here. I guess they get to take 2 cards, which is just actually pretty gross. They should be taking Rage Forger here. Arcanist is always a tough matchup, game 1. While we can have explosive starts that they can't really deal with, the hand we had just didn't really do much. Yeah, and then this just being able to fuel their graveyard. It's actually pretty good. You know what? I screwed that up. I needed to Burning Tree first, then played this. My sequencing was wrong. They will get to Thoughtseize me here, but if we could top deck it like another Rage Forger, it's pretty good. The fact these Visionaries have just been replacing themselves has bode well. But now they're just going to be able to Unholy Heat with Unholy Heat backup. Yeah, opponent's hand's been very good. That takes me off Collected Company. Faceless isn't bad. Like, it's going to be Thoughtseized away, but it's a 2 power. They already went through some of their burn. I think we just hold back our defense. Yeah, especially with DRC. That's going to be it. They can crack that and then have... Yeah. Our hand just hasn't come together. They've been able to pick us apart. Okay, well that's a good draw. Not great otherwise, but they hit me for 3. I have Prodigy, an Elf. What's our best draw? Our best draw is Rage Forger, and I think we just play out Rage Forger if we draw it, just because we could push so much damage this turn. They do have to hit for 3. I don't think we block Stitcher if they attack. This matchup gets a lot better post-board, I think. We just get trim like the Llanowar Elves. That's pretty good for them. I wish they'd fix this bug. Hey, John. Yeah, I like my aggressive decks. I just want it to be safer. That was not the draw we wanted. I mean, it's probably just set up for next turn. Because what they can do is they can attack with Arcanist, they could get back Village Rites. Village Rites sacks the Stitcher Supplier, could potentially find Kroxa. I need to basically draw into a Collected Company here, into potentially double Rage Forger. That could get us out of it. Another DRC also increases the clock quite a bit. Could also looting here. Rage Forger or Coco? Rage Forger or Coco? How about a land? Okay, we got one more draw. Rage Forger or Coco? No good attacks this turn. I think we... Oh, they got Kroxa. So since they got Kroxa, I'll double block. Because now they have to decide between Kroxa and Thing to cast. Just have to see. We need a draw here. We could win off a Coco or a Rage Forger potentially. It's a lot of damage. Coco would be the best draw. Now we probably don't. I think that's a good draw. Yeah, now Rage Forger doesn't do it. I guess we could double Rage Forger off a Coco, Harmonic and Rage Forger. Opponent's also playing a bit slow, so we're going to let them use their time. Nope. Just let them make their moves here, waste a bit of their clock. Yeah. Couldn't do much. Alright, so this matchup, we want a Braids to come in, we want Chandra's, Clothis, the Soul Guide. Coming out, I don't like Llanowar in this matchup. Gotta make a couple cuts. Bone Crusher doesn't do much in this matchup. What are we at creature-wise? Still 29, so we're still at a decent amount. Seasoned Pyromancer is okay for the grind. I think we go down an Arcanist or Arachnomancer. I think we're still at 23 lands. I think we're okay. I think we just do this. It leaves us for less explosive draws, but even sometimes in this matchup, if you could just double BTE sometimes on 2, or like go wide, it helps. A lot of what they have is spot removal. Okay, that sounds better. So we're gonna keep 6, and I'm gonna put back the Faceless Agent. Nah, put back Seasoned Pyromancer. So normally I would hold this until after, but in this particular matchup, because there's a high likelihood that they have removal, this would just die. So you're unlikely to get this anyway, so this lets me have 2 threats on turn 2. Now I can either double draw or double draw, depending if we hit a land or not. They might have Witch's Vengeance. Can I get a land? Come on. Having to maul in this matchup's not great. Okay, they have Pyro. Now they take Rage Forger. Yeah, keeping Thoughtseize in is a choice. Like, we have some key pieces, but Inquisition hits pretty much the entirety of my deck. I think we're... just doing this. They likely have some removal. I should have played the land, though, to make it seem like we have Coco. I think we are discarding the land here. This Pyro is just going to eat up my board, though. I guess we could have attacked with this if they trade, but losing a token for nothing doesn't feel great. We can be favored in this matchup. Our draws just haven't really aligned to us, and this deck just has a ton of removal. That's actually really good. That's interesting. I think I value the Pyro more. Ah, that's why. So we're going to see Croxa next turn, which isn't great for us. No! A turn late. So it's actually interesting. Can we race Croxa? Like, if they have a land, then they haste it out. I can eat. So I could do this. They get the Croxa. I think we still have to do this. We needed this a turn ago. If we would have drawn this a turn ago, we could have been okay. Croxa will hit for potentially 9 a turn. This can give us some blockers. Card in hand, so probably... Hey, that's great. I think DRC is the thing that scares us the most right now. So I'm actually going to hold this just to keep our life total high enough. Let's get rid of you. Sick. Stole that one. See, I don't like holding this because it's not really going to do much for us. Because I have Pyromancer, I think I want the Bone Crushers. It's also like a 2-for-1. These are just going to die to everything. Yeah, the fact we kind of stole that worked out. Like, that top deck was really nice. Let's see if we can have a game where we don't have to mulligan. Okay, this hand is good. Is good, is good, is good. So there's value on one to playing out Soul Guide, but I think we hold it. Again, I can have a very explosive draw, but this lets me... They're playing Duress against my creature deck. You do you, opponent. Land? I think I'm just Rage Forging. This gets us out of... That's interesting. Like, if you told me a card I was going to have to play around was Duress, yeah, maybe we drop it a bit earlier, but did not think Duress was on the radar of things I had to play around. They can trade their board. I think we're fine doing this. Like, they could have claim, but obviously if it's Kroxa, we're in a bit of trouble. Okay, dodge Kroxa. Next turn I can both of these. That's actually kind of annoying. No! Ah. So they have to Kroxa here. Yeah, I should have kept the land. We've yet to see a collected company in any of these matches. Guess they can like lure us, but we're just taking the damage this turn. Should have kept the land. Hey Confucius, how's it going? Like, we've played 3 matches, I've yet to see a single collected company. Chandra can also help. Them hasting that is really good. Like, lets them get K command. Nine, 14. They could K command, Young Peasy. Do we double block here? No. I need Collected Company. Need me a Cocoa. Opponent has had the gas. I think we're just plussing here.
This'll be easy.
And just trying to win through Chandra now. Because they might get... Like, they can fire up the den. They have Fatal Push. We just haven't seen anything. I could have killed the Arcanist. Do I let Chandra go? I think we block like this. They could have Unholy Heat, but if they had Unholy Heat, they'd probably take my blocker out of the way.
Yup, you're going down.
2 damage short. They could have gone face. Ah, that one was tough. We just did not draw well in any of those games. Opponent brought in Duress against our creature deck, which somehow burnt us. Frustrating loss. Frustrating, frustrating, frustrating. We stole game 2. Alright, hand looks good. Yes, please. This could be Boros mid-range. Do I want to lead on this? Tokens. Was not expecting playing around that. Okay, so I don't want to get Elish Norn this turn. Actually, if I do this, that's 4 mana. I can hit both their things. But I think this turn we're just going to hold off. I'm going to stomp. And then go Rager. Yeah, that was my first loss. I'm 1-1. I played against Green Black's Sacrifice. Now we're gonna try to pop off this turn. Okay. Let's do this. Let's go you, or should I go Bone Crusher? Probably you and you. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but we're not in a great spot with an Elish Norn out, but if they have another Transmogrify. Landing. They're taking a lot of damage. Okay, well, they're packing it up. Okay, so this matchup, I want Fry, I want the Abrades, I want a Crowan War. Coming out, I think so they're probably going to bring in more removal out of their deck. Archaeomancer's probably the cut. No, I'll probably just get rid of the elves on the play. And I don't think we want Seasoned in this matchup as much. We'll run it like that. To be fair, they did have turn 3. Was it turn 3 or turn 4 combo? We just had the interruption. Oh, this hand is so good with an extra land. Okay, we have 2 turns to draw a land. Sick. I think because Virtues gives them a plus. I think we just get some bodies out this turn. Because they could have the instant speed and I can't do much about that, so. We'll do this. Next turn I could Faceless Agent. I could shock him in the face, but we're not doing. We have Prodigy. I think we're just doing this. I think it's important for us to have the interruption here. Second Virtue. Land. Sick. So, like, I kind of want them to use it, right? I can bait it out, but next turn I want a Coco. And this lets me deal 4 this turn. The upside is I can also play for Prowess. Wow. Okay, so now I probably lost. Do they have it? So they might have it still. I think it was right doing the Coco. Let's see if we hit Rage Forger. Got it. Guess this is pretty free attack, because if they don't block, they're dead, but we'll just hold off. Boom! John, you got in their heads. They were like, we want to play tokens. And I think it's worthwhile being conservative in that matchup. Like, we can go wide. Thanks, newbie. 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. Much better than my last MIQ draft. How's everybody doing today? I'm MTG Joe. Do mostly at this point YouTube content, but running the MIQ. If you do want to catch any of my videos, they're all up over there. This hand is not going to work. Jengantha is most likely Niv. So we need to play around Clarion. Yikes. Yikes. Could be Burn. Because Niv doesn't normally play... Sack, yeah, good call, good call. So they're not Citadel. Take my Llanowar Elf. Take my Llanowar Elf. Cool, I wasn't going to play that anyways. No! No, 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 no. Oh my god. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Let's do Faceless here. That was really bad. Okay, so next turn I could BTE into Visionary. I could BTE into Rage Forger. This could be the Coco version. That's annoying. And then they have Tower that they could put Jengantha in hand. Ah, that was a misplay. Misplay, misplay, misplay. I think we're doing this. I think we're doing this. And then just hope next turn I can kind of go off. Taking the 3 this turn. I can BTE double into Visionary. You don't see Claim that often in the main boards. They have another Claim. Ah, they have Binding. Yeah, that's gonna get me. Just did not draw well. Kind of screwed up just that line drop, obviously, and it's had cascading impacts. Just play the land here. Could see Jengantha this turn, just as a way to push through some more damage. I think this game 1 I punted it. That was my own misplay. Yeah, we are super dead. Super dead. Why didn't you just sack the Binding? I guess Coco double Rage Forger, but even that doesn't do it. Let's just go sideboard. That was my mistake. I punted that. Okay, so this deck, I want a Braids, I want a Crone War, I want Reclamation Sage, I want Clothis. Don't think we want Line of War. Don't want Bone Crusher. Do I want Chandra? Do I want Rune Blaster? I think we might want Rune Blaster. I think we get rid of a Pyro. I think it's all the Pyros in this matchup. Like, while we are grindy, I don't think we're on that plan. On the play, I'll probably keep this. I like Coco still, I think. Still at 29 creatures, so we're okay. Maybe... do we want the... yeah, because if we could keep them off lands, it's pretty good. Maybe one Faceless for one Chandra. We're losing a bit of our card advantage, but I think we're okay. The Corvold version's a lot harder because we don't really have a clear way to deal with it. It's not the fastest start, but we got some redundancy. I think we keep this. If we're able to turn 3 Coco, will be good. Dragonfire is an interesting one. I still think we do this. Okay, so worst case, I play both of these next turn. Best case, they might be on... oh, that's Fatal Push, or just Cauldron Familiar. Ooh, getting this out earlier is nice, but I think I want to continue hitting line drops at this point. They're gonna get... oh, they don't. Okay. Okay, so this also makes my Cocos cheaper. Come on, like, they're just drawing the exact lands they need. Like, Tower, you're probably playing that as a 2 of. And this is like the exact thing they need. They can sack it, their creature, they can eat the food, and they get a card off it. Okay, I need a land to Chandra downtick on the Devil. Prodigy is not the land I wanted for Christmas. Yeah, honestly, I'm about to get pushed as well. I think we just got to do Clothis here. Issue is now a Tower up. What the fuck is this? Yeah. So this is tricky because I have to kill both. So 2 creatures die, they create 2 tokens. Now they just eat. That's annoying. Annoying, annoying, annoying! Jeez. Okay, so I got that. So I could shock myself, which is kind of the same. I think we're just going to take the Dragonfire here. I know they can sack the treasure. Okay, they don't. That's interesting.
You're flammable.
No, of course. Of course. Why not draw the exact thing you need all the time? I'm actually not, because it gives they have another food token, so I don't want to give them the extra trigger.
Out of here.
I got Jingantha. Jeez, can't catch a break. Can't catch a break. This is how today's been going. I've whiffed on more Cocos, I think, than I ever have. I could have attacked, but they just loop a Cauldron Familiar. Okay, so if I draw land, fucking hell, man. The first game I played, the one off stream, I drew 6 lines off my Coco. This has actually just been like an impressive feat of, because like that, like if we look at that, like against the Arcanist player, I misplayed. I should have kept that line in hand. That was my own error. But like that opponent drew the exact sequence they needed. I don't think we play different in those games. And I think we're gonna keep because we have these lions. Like I'm all fine. Like if like especially chat, if you say like I misplayed at any point in that game, let me know. I think game 1 it was the lion situation. That was my fault. Feverino. We are not gonna block. So this one is gonna be creature. It's an interesting decision. Okay, with Seasoned, I think we are gonna ditch some lands because this is gonna have utility. Question is, do I want to make a 1/1? It's a very real question. The thing that Rage Forger does is get us out of burn range. I think we're gonna do this. We're not blocking with this. So they could have Stomp. Two Fervents. Yep. It's actually pretty decent for us because we do this. And now I smashings. And then hopefully draw a line next turn. They could have haste. I don't want to take any additional damage. Yep. Could see an Ember Cleave out of them next turn. I think this turn we're doing this. Draw 2. Coco. Ooh, okay. Rageforger Prodigy. Your turn, Yugi boy. Okay, Torbrand with Cleave is scary. We're just gonna do this, I think. I don't know. Figure it out. Oh, they're just dead. Alright, that works. Bye, friend! Alright, Mono Red Andy. Abrades. Crone Wars. Clothis. Chandra. They're going to bring in a lot of burn, so let's get rid of the Llanowar. They're like our lowest value. I think it's the Faceless Agents we cut this game. They don't really block that well. They don't get the cost reduction. This gives us some card refill. Kind of go from there. Yeah, why do you have to... I don't even want to deal combat damage. I just want to attack in. Just throw some Rage Forge action at our opponent's face. Call it a day. That was also 5-line 2 spell keep, so it kind of worked out for us. Yeah, let's keep. Clothis is good in this matchup. Having a braid. Favorino. Okay, we don't want second Clothis. Roberto. I wanted that lion friend. I think we're on a braid this turn. That's interesting. Still think we're doing this. Not great. Especially if they have another haste threat in hand. We're taking 5. Yeah, this hand. Hand did not work out this go around. They have another 1-drop. Light up the stage. Oh, jeez. So I gotta do this and then just hope the Coco pays off. We're taking 5 minimum this turn. 6, 7. Yeah, when they come out with... I need aligned. They also have this den. They're really good at just drawing nothing but, do I have any lands in my graveyard? I mean, maybe? Nope. Alright, let's try that again. Crone War, let's trim down one. The problem with Elf is they are on Chain Whirler, so I don't think I love that to begin with either. This helps with like Annex. Let's bring in 2 of these. Is Klothys just too slow? Maybe. The hasty boy. Alright. When they have all the first strike hasty. Can't keep that. Come on! Fucking hell. This is how my entire week's gone. Like, 23 lands, can't keep. Red source, red source. So excited to get Chain Whirlered here. Just like so excited. Just super jazzed. Five spot. It's cool. I don't even want that card anyways. We have to Coco here. Do we Coco now? Because if we hit a BTE... I'm actually going to do this. Does Prodigy actually get us anywhere right now? I feel like if we're going to win, it's going to be with Prodigy, not Klothys. It's an explosive deck. I think it's kind of taken over as like the Gruul version, just because there's a lot of redundancy, especially against sweeper decks. Yay! So we block here. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. No, not perfect. Not perfect. So we're gonna do you. You. They blew up my lines. Yeah, I didn't play last qualifier. I just fell short. But I've played this one a lot on Best of One ladder. I usually play a junked version that just splashes for Judith. Land is my best draw. Not anymore. We take this, right? Seems way too aggressive. If they have another haster, I'm dead. I can't afford to shock myself because of the chain whirler. If they have a haster, I'm still okay. So let's do this. And I think it's Prodigy. Needed another land. They have too many ways of dealing. Yeah, I could do that, but Visionary doesn't block as well. The Prodigy blocks well against both of these and keeps it around. Also, next turn, it lets me draw 2 cards. Because I think if we could draw 2 next turn, we're okay. They're in the tank. Okay, that's a good sign. That is a good sign. It's got haste. I mean, I got a block. Chandra. Yeah, got him. No! Okay, so now I think we... No, I didn't punt. Prowess, yes, you're right. I did. Mess that up. That was right. That was my mistake. Think we're still okay.
I know. I am hot, aren't I?
Might have been right. I don't think Coco was right there.
Time to toast your marshmallows. S'mores, anyone?
All right. Dead on board. Can you 4 damage me? Kenra's 2. I guess 2 Fervent Champion. Full Body Unibrow. Thank you for the follow. How's it going?
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Alright, we got there. We actually died to 2 Fervent Champions, which would have been quite the way to go down. Okay, what are we at now? Huh, I didn't have another. We are 3-2, 3-2, 3-2. Let me update the title. We got, they gave us a do-over for the nonsense they gave us in the Rakdos game. Alright. 4-0 time. Oh, they now show you the rare you would have got. Yeah, because I do have the 4 siphons. I've played with 4 before. Nameless Thing. Nameless Thing. How are you? Play first. Good start. Hand is great. It's actually better in some instances to play the red source on the first turn. Which I think we do. Because depending what you draw sometimes, you need double red. I don't think this hand really matters, but that's fine. So we can go... I can go Naked Prodigy and then try to double up Burning Tree the following turn to get 4 mana. I can also just go wide. I think it's going to be somewhat dependent on what? Blooming Marsh, Bone Shards. Okay, so this is the Rakdos sack deck. So I think given that... So this is worse if they have Fatal Push. But if they had Fatal Push, I feel like they used it already. We take a gamble here. Yeah. Now we're rewarded. So we go Burning Tree here. I actually think I want to hit a land more than Archaeomancer. But I can also... No, so we'll do this. Hard cast Bone Crusher Giant. Next turn I just Rage Forger for a bunch of damage. I gotta get you an extended art Witherbloom command, Kev. So they can crack. Okay, got him. Okay, so it's a food deck. Clothis, Chandra, Abrades, Rune Blasters, Rexage. I don't know if they're on Corvold yet, so I don't necessarily want the big guy, and I think we just trim along the edges here. It's kind of the worst. One more cut. Let's do it like... Actually, no, Bone Crusher's worse in this matchup. Which one do I want instead? Probably just keep the 2s in there for now. On the play, let's... Actually, they're probably going to bring in more interaction, so let's split. 2, 2, 3... The game's going to go long, so Pyro's probably better, but they're on the Rakdos, so the 2/1s aren't going to be as good. Let's go Faceless. Let's try that. It might be right to bring in a Crowan, but it's kind of a dead card most of the time. Yeah, this hand's good enough. A lot of times when you could turn two 2/2 drops, it works out pretty well. And then I can just Rage Forger on 3 to put in a bunch of power. Okay, so we got Harmonic Prodigy. So while I like Harmonic Prodigy, this is likely going to be a case... So I'm actually going to split the difference here. And I think we're going to do this. Because if they had the Fatal Push, they take out Prodigy there, I'm still left with a 2/2. This splits if they have Witch's Vengeance, that they don't clear my board. They have to decide between one and the other. Okay, so that can get very large. I think we're on the draw cards plan here. As opposed to Clothis. Sure. Okay, so we do want to be on a Crone, I think, in game 3. We might go Seasoned, actually. Okay, they just had it all. Okay, I think given that, I just want chump blockers. Block 5 here. Kind of surprised with the meat hook. So I can do you. They're going to block anyways on 2 points, but it gets some damage going through. Clothis is also just an indestructible blocker. Like if they draw removal, it turns me off. I take a big chunk of damage, but Clothis can start offsetting some life loss. If they draw, they might have like Meat Hook in hand, so I do want to get these Rage Forgers going. Jeez. And I'm dead. That's like... Hey, let me find the exact 2 things. Okay, so Chandra is actually not as good. We do want a Crowan War. Instead of Faceless, I want you, and I think there's like a window where this is good, but it's not great. It's probably better than Rune Blaster. We just needed them to have a turn of not hitting. Like, we could have taken a hit, if they didn't have the removal that one turn. Like, we could block, we have indestructible. This hand doesn't do anything. Okay, we have to try to keep this hand. And hope for a land. One time land, one time land, one time land, one time land, one time land. One time land. %35 chance. Even more. 41% chance. Any land. Except, honestly, even I would take the come into play tap land. Just because it opens up her. Going to 5, you're probably not winning. Fuck. Land. Land. Got it. Never didn't have it. I think at this point we do need to go a Narcomancer. And then just try to curve land into Coco. Just hope that works out. Because, like, realistically, what's a 5 we keep there? Like, you're going to be down cards anyways. Like, we missed a line drop for one turn. We hit one more land. Now, 3 lines don't come into play untapped. One does. Could have bone shards here. Why do you have to tank that hard on a fucking... The thing is, with this deck, you need some critical mass, I think. We're not going to win on 5. You could put back some cards, but then we're basically in the same thing, where we're either going to be short on playables or short on lands. This hand has, I think, the highest chance of getting us some action. This gets the oven out of the way. We lose the Bone Crusher. I don't know why they're keeping Thoughtseize in against our creature aggro decks. I'm just making the food there is good for the turn. Basically means we fog them. I have a treasure and then 2 foods. Lands. We don't know if they're not on Devil. They showed red in game 1. See? Yes, now we're dead. Now we're basically dead. This isn't the Luris version. They're on Devil. Like, they could be on Corvold as well. They have 2 foods here, so they can gain 6 life. There's no point of a crowing right now. They're just getting aggro. Which is probably right at this point. We need our Clothis to stick. Prodigy's not going to do much. Like, give him one more land, like... I think we had to. We haven't not mauled well. My land's going to be a creature land, or the pay 3 land. Creature land that comes into play tapped will be... That's an interesting... I do need to have a block here. They fire up. That's frustrating. Stupid fucking land. Ah! That was frustrating. I think that was a super reasonable, like, match we could have won, but the deck did not want to help us out there. I think the choice was fine for the day. Like, all the matches we felt in it just did not get, like, the right side of the coin. I think this build is good. With Sacrifice being prevalent, I'm wondering if Naya makes sense to just have Yasharns. But, like, I think we're fine there, all things considered. We just didn't see. Maybe a second Reclamation Sage would have been right. Over Rampage the Clans. Just kind of edge on that Enchantress deck, because you're going to see more sack, most likely. I think that would be the change I'd make, but that one is a frustrating one. Let's see who's online, and we'll drop a raid. Let's do the one Jame. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching. Appreciate folks tuning along as we went through. I'll have this video up in its entirety on YouTube. If you want to catch any more constructed content, as always, it's all up on my YouTube. Thanks for watching. Have a great one. Stay safe out there.